Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from the mini wargaming bunker in Welland, Ontario, Canada, where I will be fighting a 1,500 point battle between my blips, yes, Genestealer Cult, and Matthew's Tyranids. That's right, Matthew of mini wargaming fame. So the story that we've got going on here with this battle that we've got is that this planet, the day of Ascension had arrived, the cult rose up and slaughtered all of those non-believers of the four-armed emperor. They prepared the planet, and everything was ready and ripe for the arrival of the void gods. When they arrived, though, that's when things went wrong. They suddenly realized, as the Hive Mind brought back their grand leader, brought him back into the Hive Mind, they found that their minds themselves were free to think again, and realized that all of those big bugs were not here to save them, they were here to eat them. So that's the story that we've got going on with this battle. We are going to be playing a new mission from the Chapter Approved 2019. It is going to be one of the Maelstrom of War missions, which uses this new system called the Schemes of War. Essentially what happens is you build your own deck with a minimum of 18 cards. You could have the whole deck if you want, but you take the deck of objectives and you narrow it down to a minimum of 18. Then what you do is you have a hand of cards, of 5 cards, and you choose 3 tactical objectives that will be active at a time, and then you draw your hand back up to 5, and you go through and score them. There are a couple other stratagems that come along with this, such as the ability to discard cards from your hands or reshuffle discarded cards back into your deck. But the mission that we are going to be playing today is Critical Objective, which is essentially a base Maelstrom mission with the addendum that at the end of each turn, each player can reshuffle back one of their cards from the discard pile back into their deck. So if you have a card that you scored that was very good, and say you killed his warlord and you have Kingslayer, you can reshuffle that, score it, reshuffle it back into your deck and score it again eventually when you draw it up. So pretty cool the way they've changed Maelstrom. It makes it very interesting. You're not sitting there stuck with, like, if you're back over here, defend objective back in that corner, and just being stuck with those cards, or having situations where there's just, having domination when you've just got a couple knights. Like, it's just, you're not stuck with all of those cards that really made it troublesome. So it's kind of cool. So there's a bit of strategy as to which cards you're going to choose depending upon your opponent, because you make your deck after you know what your opponent is bringing. So you can, if they show up with a whole bunch of vehicles, you can take Big Game Hunter. But if they've only got infantry and nothing over 10 wounds, you just don't put Big Game Hunter into your deck. So it's pretty cool, and we'll see how it all plays out. So that is the story. That is the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Genestealer Cult, I'll be running 2 battalion detachments. Leading off the first detachment, we have a Magus and a Primus. We have 3 10-man Brood Brothers squads. 2 of the squads have grenade launchers. 1 of them has 2 flamers. We have 3 armored sentinels, 1 with a heavy flamer, 1 with a multi-laser, 1 with a las cannon. We have a Colt Lehman Russ with a battle cannon and 3 heavy bolters. And we have 2 heavy weapons teams with mortars. So for the second battalion detachment, leading it off, we have a Jackal Alphys and an Abominant. We have a Neophyte Hybrid squad with a heavy stubber. We have a 10-man Acolyte squad with 4 heavy rock saws and an icon. And we have another 10-man Acolyte squad with hand flamers. We have a Killer Morph and a Sanctus. And last but not least, we have a squad of Aberrants with picks and a Hypermorph with a heavy improvised weapon. So for the Tyranids, he'll be running a battalion detachment and a spearhead detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have a Swarm Lord and a Tyranid Prime. We have 3 squads of Rippers. We have a Toxicrine. We have a Haruspex. We have 2 Exocrines. And then leading off the spearhead detachment, we have Old One Eye. And last but not least, we have 3 Carnifexes. All right, so those are the armies going over deployment. Mine are all blips right now. So I've got everything either underground or under blips. So we'll see how those come after the first turn's figured out. My Matthew's deployment here, we've got a Carnifex up on the line, Carnifex on the line. We've got Old One Eye slightly back from the line because he's a character and he's under 10 wounds. Now he's under 10 wounds, which is pretty great. You've got Carnifex up on the line here. You've got a Swarm Lord over here. This is going to be his Warlord. We've got a Toxicrene. I keep calling him a Malanthrope, and he's not, I mean, not even close to it. So a Toxicrene over here. We've got an Exocrine over here. I got it. I got that one. We got another Exocrine over on this side. We've got his Tyranid Prime down over here. And we have a, I'm not even trying. Haruspex over on this side. And the Rippers are all underground. So that is deployment. As of right now, the Tyranids are going to be going first, unless I decide to seize. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to let Matthew do his thing and then try to come in and respond to whatever all the shenanigans that he pulls there. So that's going to be it for, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 1. So on to the objectives that Matthew drew here. He drew 5 and then gets to choose 3 that are going to be active. So he has secure objective 5. He's got Crush, which means that a monster or a Tyranid unit of more than 10 models has to put the last put the last wound onto an enemy unit that's destroyed, and then Blood and Guts, so killing something in the fight phase. So we'll come back to you after his movement phase. So in the movement phase here for the Tyranids on turn 1, everything advanced. So he has his 3 Carnifexes that all advanced up the table over here. Old One Eye came up behind them to keep that little bubble of juicy buffs that he gives over there to them. We got the Swarm Lord that advanced up here as well, as did the Toxicrene. Yeah, I got it. Toxicrene advanced up over here, as did the Haruspex. Got that one too, right? And then the Tyranid Prime also. He just moved though, right?
No, I advanced him.
As well?
The problem is, if I had thought a little better, I would have put the Haruspex on this side. Okay. Because I have secure objective 5, and then he would have advanced and grabbed it. Gotcha. I had enough of an advance to get the Prime there, but then that would put him out front. And since he's a character, I want to keep him alive and keep Synapse on this side. I decided to throw away knocking that point and instead keep Synapse on my guys in this on this flank.
And make it pretty possible to get it the next turn there.
Yeah.
But keeping your Synapse, which is important.
It kind of cascades, right? Yeah. Because I didn't get it until next turn. That stops you from drawing another one. And
that's true.
So on and so forth.
But you don't lose your Synapse, which is key.
That's more important right now.
Exactly. So I feel like that was a good call. So he's staying back there, not getting the point, but keeping Synapse going along there. And then both of the Exocrines stayed still back there to get their juicy shoot twice. So that's going to be the movement phase for the Tyranids. I will now show what is underneath each of these blips. All right, so showing my units that have arrived were there. We've got my mortar team that's back here on the objective, along with the multi-laser sentinel. We then have a las cannon sentinel over here. We got another mortar team in these ruins here on the objective. We've got my Leman Russ on the side here, hoping to hold back the horde of monsters coming his way. We then have the squad of neophyte hybrids inside the building there. We have the armored sentinel with the heavy flamer on this side. And then we have the Sanctus up over here. This sweet Sanctus, by the way, was painted for me by Shades of War Studio, and he looks freaking amazing. And he's magnetized. So, boop, there goes his arm. So he's got the dagger as well. I've got that on the side there. Awesome job. Check them out. They're pretty cool. So he arrived. And when he arrives, I can use Perfect Ambush for free. So he will be able to shoot as though it's the shooting phase. So we'll come back to you with that. So he's going to fire into his Swarm Lord over here. I'm going to have 1 shot. It's going to be hitting on a 2. But because he has the Gift from Beyond, which is the Relic Sniper Rifle, he gets +2 to wound, which means that he'll be wounding his Swarm Lord on a 3+. But on a 4+, it will be doing mortal wounds because it's a 6+ does a mortal wound in addition to the damage. And because he is the Sanctus, his special sniper rifle, if he suffers any wounds because of this attack, he will suffer Perils of the Warp. So it could do a lot of damage. I could also roll a 1 to hit. That's usually the way it works. So here we go, hitting on a 2. Okay, that is a hit. This is now going to be wounding on a 3. Wounds on a 4, which does a mortal wound in addition to any of the damage. And now we have an AP -1. 1 second. 4-up invul save. No, that's going to go through. So that's going to do D3 damage, doing 1 damage. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll that. Into 3 CP with a fill phase. Woo! All right, so because he took 4 wounds here, he's now going to suffer Perils of the Warp, so D3 damage, 2 damage there. So that brings him down to 7. So first things first, he's going to cast Onslaught onto
one of these card effects.
Let's
see if I get it first.
See if it goes off.
6.
Needs a 6, gets it with an 8.
I'll give it to card effects.
He's going to take it, so he will be. What is that? So you get to move, or is that?
No, it means I can charge even though I advance.
Oh, he can charge even though he
advanced. Also ignores advancing in assault penalties or moving in heavy shooting penalties. Okay. But I usually use it just to let my guys charge.
Gotcha. Cool. Excellent. And now he is going to cast Catalyst.
Yes.
Getting in with a 10. He's going to give it to himself so he can ignore them wounds. All right, so in the movement phase, the shooting phase. God. The shooting phase, the Swarm Lord gets to choose a unit and allow that unit to move and advance if it wants just up the board there. So he's going to choose the guy who's got Onslaught who can charge afterwards. And he's going to advance 5 inches. That's pretty good. Moving right up there, looking on those juicy, juicy neophytes to crunch on. And now his Exocrine is going to fire into my Leman Russ over here.
I'm going to spend 2 command points on the stratagem Pathogenic Slime to give him +1 damage, bringing his damage up to 3.
Cool, perfect. Hitting on 3s.
Because he did not move, so he gets +1 to hit.
Cool. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's all right.
5s to wound.
Yeah, only 5s. Oh,
getting
just 1.
All right, so it's AP -3. So looking for a 6-up. Showing that Phil first. No, goes through. So with the +1 damage, it gives him 9 wounds left. Now his other Exocrine is going to fire. We're going to do 1 set of shots first into his armored my armored sentinel over here with the las cannon. Hitting on 3s because he did not move. Oof.
You know what?
We're not just going to do the second one because that was just not going to work. We're going to doing it separately.
Bad.
That was not great. Wounded on 3s. That's going to be 3 wounds. All right, so we have 3 6-up saves. If I fail all of them with 2 damage apiece, he's dead. But if I make one of them, he's alive. If I make all 3, he's perfect. But I really want that one. All right, 3 shots. Come on, showing us Phil faces. Yeah, with the Phil phase. Woo!
Can't crush.
So that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his Carnifex here is going to charge into both my neophytes and into my armored sentinel over here. So we'll come back to it with Overwatch. Firing with a heavy stubber first, hitting on 6s, getting no hits. And 20 autogun shots into him over here, hitting on 6s. Getting 2, 3. And wounding on 6s. Getting 1. 3-up armor save. Yeah, he good. And his charges is +1 to this. So getting a 9, which is what he needed. So he's going to be moving, ignoring those neophytes and trying to take out my armored sentinel over here. All right, so Hammer of Wrath over here at a 4+, I take a mortal wound.
Living battering.
Oh, living battering ram.
Woo! Mortal wound.
He living battering rammed me. Down to 5. All right, so now into the fight phase, we're going to start off with his Carnifex. So what's he got going on?
4 base attacks.
Cool.
I have him give him Tusks, which gives him +1 attack on the charge.
Excellent, +1 attack.
And he has 2 sets of Monster Scything Talons, so that gives him another attack. Normally he hits on 4s, but Living Battering Ram gives him a +1 to hit on the charge.
Cool.
Also, one of the Hive Fleet adaptations that I gave him from the Blood of Bale book is called Prey Sight, which gives all monsters +1 to hit if they charge, were charged, or heroically intervened.
Excellent.
So I'm hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s because of Scything Talons.
Excellent. Re-rolling 1s.
Yeah,
excellent.
So this better.
It should.
It better.
Technically should.
It should.
But let's see how that goes.
Woo!
All right, all hits. 3s to wound.
Yeah, this is the part.
This is the one. It's not on 2.
No!
Oh, okay.
Well,
that should be enough.
Yeah, these are 3 damage each, and you only get a 6-up save, so I'm not re-rolling anything.
Not going to re-roll anything.
No,
So
I'll take a chance.
You say 4 6-up saves.
You need to make 3 6-up saves.
I need to make 3 of these because they're 3 damage apiece.
That's right.
So you're challenging me not to roll 4 6s.
Well, if you roll 4, that helps too, but that would make me extra sad.
I'm gonna roll all 4 Phil faces. Here they come. Right here. No, I got none.
Not even close.
So he is way dead. Does he explode? No, he doesn't even give me a fill face there, so no, he is just dead. And that is first strike. And then he consolidated within an inch of my neophytes over here. All right, so now my Dubros are going to attack back over here. They're going to have 12 attacks in there because there's 11 men in the squad. And then there's +1 for the leader having his leader stuff. So these are going to be 12 attacks hitting on 4s. Okay. And then wounding on 6s. Fill faces. Getting 1. 3-up armor save. Oh, he good with the Dancing Matthew. Dancing Matthew. All right, so at the end of the turn here, no morale, but he did score Crush, and he scored Blood and Guts, but for only 1 because he killed the 1 there. But that's still pretty good, so 2 victory points there. And he also got First Strike, which gives him a victory point for that, bringing him to 3 victory points to my 0, but I haven't gone yet, so we'll see how this all goes. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. All right, so my cards drawn for the turn here. When you have your initial 5 cards that you draw into your hand, you can actually discard that, or what you do is you place those cards in any order you want on the bottom of your deck and you draw 4 instead of 5 if you don't like that initial draw of cards. So that's what I had to do because I had some ones that I wasn't going to get anything this turn. So luckily I've got some now. I rolled and I drew and I got Blood and Guts that I played here. I've got Lay Low the Oppressor, which is score a victory point if any enemy character models were destroyed by a Genestealer Cult or Brood Brother unit from your army during this turn. And then Secure Objective 6, so score 1 victory point if you control Objective Marker 6 at the end of your turn, which I'm currently holding, so that should be good. All right, so that's going to be the cards drawn. We'll come back to the movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. Nobody moved. They stayed in combat with him. I've got reasons. I don't know if they're good reasons, but they're reasons. He's going to stay, my Sanctus is staying still, as is my Leman Russ, as is my Mortar team here, my Sentinels, and my Mortar team here, all staying still. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. Now we're going to go into the shooting phases. My Psyker is still underground. We're going to start with my Sanctus, firing into his Swarm Lord again. So he's going to have his 1 shot here, hitting on a 2. That is a hit. Wounding on a 3 because of all the specialness with his weapons. Ooh, 1. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that. Into a 4. So that's going to do a mortal wound on top of possibility of doing wounds to him here. So it's going to be looking for a AP -1. So he's got his 4-up invul save. Does make that. So you just have the 1 mortal wound, but you have Catalyst off. So he has a Feel No Pain coming in over here on a, what is it? On a
5+.
On a 5+.
Which if I ignore it, will stop him from parrying.
Exactly, which is great. So 5+. Oh, he does with the Dancing Matthew.
It was worth it.
All right, so my Leman Russ is now going to fire everything into the Swarm Lord. I need to get a character kill here. Got to get my points here. So we're going to go with the double shots with the Battle Cannon first. So 2d6 shots. Getting 7 shots. Hitting on 3s. No, hitting on 4s. 4s, 3s. 1 second. Hitting on 4s. We looked it up. I got confused with tank commanders. Here we go. 4s. Okay, somewhat. Strength 8, 3s to wound. Got 3 wounds. 4-up invul saves. Makes 1 of them.
Hold on. 1 more turn.
He's going to let it go through, so we've got 2d3 damage here. Getting 2 damage.
Good.
Ignoring him on 5-ups. And he ignores 1, just taking 1. And now the heavy bolters are going to be shooting in here, hitting on 4s. Ooh, pretty good. All right, these are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 4 wounds, I'll take that. 4-up invul saves. Making 2 of them, taking 2 wounds. And ignoring on 5+. Ignoring 1 again, taking 1. So you took as much damage from heavy bolters as my giant blasting cannons to the face.
Science!
Science. All right, so now my mortar squad is going to fire into the Swarm Lord because why not? If he's wounding everything else on the same thing, so may as well be into that guy. So it's going to be 3d6 shots. Getting him 9 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s. Okie doke. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. 3-up armor save. Fails 1 of them. And then 5-up ignoring wounds. No, he takes it. Just as much as battle cannons. And my other mortar squad is going to be firing into the Swarm Lord as well. Why not? Here we go. 3d6 shots. Ooh, getting 12 shots. Hitting on 4s. All right. So 7 hits, looking for 5s to wound. There we go. That's the dice that I like.
Single shot.
All right, so my armored sentinel here is going to fire his last cannon into the exocrine back over there, hitting on a 4. No hit. And now the multi-laser is going to fire into his exocrine back over there. 3 shots. That is going to be 2 hits. These are going to be strength 6, toughness 7.
Toughness 8.
Toughness 8 on the exocrine?
Yeah.
Oh, both those guys are... Oh, man, looking for 5s to wound. Getting none. Adds to 5. Don't mean nothing. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the fight phase, we're going to start with my neophytes fighting into his Carnifex. 12 attacks here, hitting on 4s. Okay. Wounded on 6s. Getting nothing. All right, he gets 4 attacks back now. These are going to be hitting on 4s because he didn't charge. Gets 3 hits. All right. 2s to kill. That is 3 dead dudes. And then he's got D3 with his tail, so it's going to be 2 attacks. Hitting again on 4s. Getting 1 hit, and then wounding on 3s. No wound there. All right, so that is going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. I lost 3 guys in this squad. 3 plus 6 means another guy is going to run away. Probably realize that his void gods are now trying to devour him, and that he has some things to contemplate back in a corner somewhere as he just cries himself to death. So that's going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. I don't believe... Oh, I did. I scored 1. So I did score secure objective 6, and that is going to be it. So we will come back to you, though, after with the cards drawn for the Tyranids here on turn 2. So going over his cards, Matthew actually took Blood and Guts and reshuffled it back into his deck as per the rules for this mission, critical objective. Then he drew back up to 5 in his hand and still had secure objective 5 and then placed down Master the Warp and secure objective 2. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for your Tyranids here on turn 2. Movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 2. This Carnifex stayed in combat with my Neophytes. This Carnifex just moved up over here. Old One Eye advanced up over here. His Toxicrene advanced up over this way. The Stormlord just moved, right? Or did he advance?
I rolled it in advance.
You rolled in advance, so he just kind of like shuffled around a bit. Didn't quite use it all. This guy over here moved to try to zone out. My Dubro's coming in. Exocrine stayed still. In came some Rippers. In came some other Rippers, all trying to zone out my Deep Strikers. He moved or advanced? He advanced, right?
Yeah.
He advanced. Yes, he advanced up over this way. He advanced as well, jumping onto the objective. Another Ripper swarm inside the building over here. And his Exocrine did not move over here. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the psychic phase. He also regained 1 wound because that's part of your...
It's the I get to choose 2 Hive Fleet adaptations, and one of them is Metamorphic Regrowth, where everything gets to heal a wound at the beginning of my turn.
Cool. So he healed his 1 because everybody's healing 1, which is really awesome. Really makes you wonder, like, fear about like spreading the wealth when it comes to damage. So you kind of want to focus things down, which I mean, so far I've done, but for other reasons. So we'll come back to you in psychic. So first things first, he's going to cast Onslaught. Looking for a 6. Does get it with an 8. Putting it on the Toxicrene. And now he is going to cast Catalyst. Looking for a 6. So 8 will get it on. So he's got his Feel No Pain. So into the shooting phase. Reason I say
feels like the
movement phase because it's going to start off by him declaring that his Toxicrene should be moving some more. Doesn't like that he's slacking, advancing 1 inch up here. That's still probably going to get you close enough to give me a nasty, nasty little hug over this side. Into more shooting here, actual shooting. We're going to have the Exocrine. He's going to start with his first shots firing into the his dread enemy, the Armored Sentinel with the wounds. Hitting on 3s because he didn't move.
That's more
there
like it.
There we go. That's what you were expecting last time.
He's going to over...
3s to wound.
Now, come on.
There we go.
Come on, don't waste the shots, man.
Here.
Hey, I need that for the second one.
Here we go. I might save all of these.
Yeah.
You have no idea. 5 6s. That's what I'm looking for. 5 6s. Watch. This is what we do with the filled faces. We make none. We made 1. Okay, so he's definitely dead. I don't think he's within 3 inches, so it doesn't matter if he explodes. He's just gone. And then this other shot is going to go into my mortars over here.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
There you go.
One shot them because they're 2 damage.
Exactly.
3s to hit.
3s to hit.
Ooh.
All but 2. That's not bad.
2s
and then wounding on 2s. Getting 3 wounds.
-3.
AP -3 +1 because they're in cover. That doesn't make a difference. So they are definitely. Well,
they're 2 damage each.
Oh yeah, because it's 5 up.
Your 5 equals to 4.
God, it's 5 up becomes 4. So that is 2 damage.
Unless your fill dice have 7s on them.
They do. No, they don't. They're dead. All right, so now this Toxicrene is going to fire. What are you going to do?
I'm going to do my Toxic Cloud into your mortar team.
Cool.
And I'm going to do my Toxic Lashes, which is not these things, it's just eyelashes.
Just eyelashes, Toxic Lashes.
Yes, into the Leman Rust.
Into Leman Rust. That makes sense.
6 shots.
Choking Spore with D6 shots. That's 4 hits. Or 4 shots.
Now, Onslaught will let me charge after I advance, but it also lets me ignore the -1 for shooting assault weapons after advancing.
Perfect. So hitting on your regular ballistic skill at 4+.
Look at that.
Oh man, Danton Matthews doesn't matter.
Didn't matter.
He doesn't care about it.
4s to wound.
And 4s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP something. Wait.
Reroll failed wound rolls.
Reroll failed wound roll. So you still got, what is that? 1 more? I had 2. I think 1 second.
Yeah, because
rerolling the 1 more. No, because it was 4 up to wound. So that's going to be 2 into them. AP nothing. Looking for 4 up saves since they are in cover. Making them both.
D3 damage each too.
Whoa, so that's good. I could have lost some guys there, but they made them both. That's right. Yeah. And then maybe it's Maybelline. Here come his lashes.
6 shots.
6 shots. Hitting on 4s.
Ooh.
Okay. 3, 4 hits. That's pretty good.
That's a
Strength 7, toughness 8, 5s to wound. That is going to be re-rolling because of his thingy there.
It's because
getting
what he
2.
does.
That's pretty cool. AP
-2.
-2. So looking for 5 up saves here. Making 1 of them, so D3 damage.
Yeah,
1 damage. Into the assault phase, we're going to start with his Carnifex here, who's going to charge into my Neophytes. He needs a 7-inch charge, so 6 on the dice because he has +1. Ooh, not making it.
Not reroll.
And now his Toxicrene is going to charge into my Leman Rust, who is going to fire Overwatch. So we'll go with the Battle Cannon first. D6 shots. Getting 2 shots. Looking for 6s. Showing the fill faces. No fill faces there. And then we've got the Heavy Bolters. Hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. These are going to be Strength 5, Toughness 6. So 7?
Toughness 7.
7. So looking for 5 to wound. No wound. And now you need a 4-inch charge to get in. Oh, he is way in. 1, carry the 3 to the 4. Yeah, he's in.
I'm going to go because those...
But first, so you can actually place the model in there. So we're just going to pretend that he's just like farting on him or something like that. We'll go with that. So the Toxicrene is now going to start us off in the fight phase. So what are we going with?
Massive Toxic Lashes.
Massive Toxic Lashes. So maybe it's Maybelline.
So we've got 6 attacks here.
6 attacks. Hitting on 3s because of your Hive Fleet adaptation.
Hitting on 2s because of my
of the Hive Fleet adaptation.
Yeah, this monster has a 3-up weapon skill. Don't ask me why.
Wow. Okay.
Because otherwise nobody would want to bring him.
Yeah, there you go.
That's 1 really made a difference.
There we go. 5s to wound, re-rolling.
Come on, give me some more. Give me some more. Give me some more. Give me some more.
Oh, getting 1 more there, so 3 hits. AP -2, so looking for 5-up saves on my Leman Rust. No, nothing of it. So it's D3 damage apiece. This could kill him. If I see 3 3s. Oh, boy.
3, 7.
2, 2. Down to 1. All right, because the rules, his guy's going to get to go and attack me again over here. 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. That's how you do that. Reroll 1s. That's going to be 3 hits there. That's pretty good.
2s to murder.
2s to murder. 3 murders. And that tail, D3. 1 attack. 4. That's a hit. 3s to wound.
No,
nothing.
Again.
5 attacks for my Neophytes back into him here on 4s. Ooh, that's how you do hits. Now let's see if we can get 6s to wound. 4 6s will be great. Or no 6s. Barely even adds up to 6. Cool. And my Leman Rust is going to try to open up a door into his face over here, hitting on a 6. No hit there. All right, so at the end of the fight phase, the Toxicrene is going to be doing toxic things to my Leman Rust here. On a 6+, he'll do a mortal wound to him. No mortal wound this time. That would have been crazy if you just killed him with that.
And I'm not close enough to the mortar.
And he didn't quite get my my mortars over here. So that's going to be that. So pretty brutal. I do have a morale taste to take over here. These guys lost 3 guys, so 3+3 is good to go. But that is going to be it for the Tyranid's turn here. He scored every single one of his objectives, holding 2, holding 5, and he did cast the psychic power. But he only cast 2, so he didn't get the super one. So that is going to be it for the Tyranid's turn here. Pretty good turn. We will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Genestealer Cult on turn 2. All right, so I also added Master of the Warp to Blood and Guts and Lay Low the Oppressor. So we'll come back to you after movement phase with the Genestealer Cult. Movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. This squad here stayed in combat with his Carnifex. This guy stayed still up here. My Leman Russ fell back out of combat. My Mortar team stood still, and my heavy Armored Sentinel stood still as well. In from reserved, in comes my Jackal Alphys, along with a 10-man Brood Brothers squad. Over here, I had my 10-man Acolyte squad that came in 9 inches away, then did a perfect ambush, moved D6 inches closer, rolling a 6 for that, which is pretty key, getting in over here. Brood Brothers squad dropped in back over here as well. My Kellermorph dropped in here, more than 9 inches from them, but within 12 inches of the Swarm Lord. I dropped these guys in here, spending 2 CP to drop them 3 inches away, more than 3 inches away from his Tyranid Prime. And I have a Brood Brothers squad came back over here, along with a Magos, who's within 12 inches of his Exocrine for reasons. And that is going to be it for the movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. So we will come back to you with the Psychic phase. So into the Psychic phase now, I am going to cast Mind Control onto his Exocrine over here. Rolling for that. Will not get it on a 3. All right, I'm going to spend a CP on that 1 there so that I'm looking for a 5 or a 6 for that power to go off. No, back in there. So into the shooting phase now. My 10-man Acolyte squad with Hand Flamers is going to flame into his Tyranid Prime here. So he's got 10d6 hits. That's a fair number of hits. Here we go. Wounding on 5s.
Yikes.
That's a lot of dice.
So 12 out of 30.
All right, we did 12 wounds.
I should survive
3
this.
up save.
3 up
should
save
this.
Ah!
Oh, you did real well. Yeah. You got 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And you stole all of my good rolls with my dice for the rest of the game. My Sanctus is going to fire into his Swarm Lord.
No!
Yes.
Leave him alone.
No. 1 shot hitting on a 2. That is a hit. Wounding on a 3.
Just get a 3, man. Not even 1 or 2. Just get a 3.
No, of course. So that's a mortal wound into him. And then you've got AP -1, so a 4-up save.
4-up invulnerable save.
Do it. Oh, with the Dancing Matthews.
No. And then a 5-up to ignore the mortal wound.
5-up ignoring that mortal wound.
So I don't take perils. I still have a Keller.
No, that goes through. So he takes 1 wound. And because
hold on. That might be worth
re
rolling because that's not 1. That's D3 plus 1.
That's true. 1 plus D3.
Because I'm going to take the perils.
But you can also ignore those D3.
Yeah, not likely. Yeah. Because there's a Kellermorph within 12 inches.
Yeah.
That is going to be firing on average 10 or 11 hits. That are all, only 5s to wound, but the D3
we
plus
got
1.
Colt Eastwood over here. Gene Wayne.
I'm doing it. I'm re-rolling.
Gonna re-roll it. Okay. 5 up. 5 up. No! Still takes it. So D3 mortal wounds because of the perils. Takes 2 more mortal wounds and then ignoring them on 5s.
Oh!
Ignore both of them. That's fine. You made the right call.
You were right.
Did take the 1 wound.
You were right.
You did take the 1 wound. And now that Kellermorph that we spoke of is going to fire into the Swarm Lord over here. So it's going to be 6 shots hitting on 2s.
Every hit's another shot.
Oh, 2 misses there. Not great.
That's where it hurts the most.
That really hurts, that first one, because they get extra shots here. And again, 2's the hit. Getting another miss there. So we've got a total of 7 hits here. Strength 4, looking for 5s to wound. But I got 2 wounds there.
That's enough to kill.
That is AP -1, I believe. 1, maybe 2. All right, 4-up invul save here.
Oh no!
Both go through.
I don't have any rerolls.
And no rerolls because you already spent it on the other one.
Hold
so
on.
Dead.
No, I can ignore him on 5.
Oh no, ignoring him on 5.
Come on, stay alive.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, so now my mortars are going to fire. 2 of them are going to fire into his Swarm Lord. 1 is going to fire into his Rippers back there.
You're getting greedy, Phil.
Very greedy, but I need something to give. This guy needs to die. They need to go away.
Just everything. They're currently within 18 inches of the Swarm Lord, which is their synapse range.
Yes.
So he's hoping to kill one, and they only have leadership 4, and have the other 2 run.
That's the hope.
That's the hope.
And I'm hoping that he
you gotta kill the Swarm Lord.
He's gotta die. So we're gonna do him first to see if this other one even makes a difference. So we got 2d6 shots into the Swarm Lord. 5 shots. Not great. Right. Hitting on 4s. Okay, 2 hits. Wounding on 5s.
So nervous.
Oh, 1. It's 1. Here we go. Here we go. 3 up save. 3 up save.
5 up ignoring wounds.
Come on. Come on. Oh, Dancing Matthew. That's just rubbing it in. And then the 1 firing into his Ripper Swarm. Getting 5 shot. So for the 1 gets just as many shots as the 2 do into the Swarm Lord. Hitting on 4s. Okay, just as many hits as well. Man. But these are now going to be strength 4, toughness 3, so 3s to wound. And no wounds into them.
Well, it makes you feel any better.
Alright, so now my acolytes here are going to fire into his Toxicrene with their auto pistols, hitting on 4s. Okie dokie. And then 6s to wound. No wounds. And now my Jackal Alphys is going to fire into his Warrior Prime over here. So she's going to have a 1 shot here. Would be hitting on 2s, but moves, so it goes down to 3s, but +1 because he's the primary target for her. So this is going to be hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Strength 4, toughness 5. It's looking for 5s to wound. That's a wound, but no mortal wound there. So that's going to be AP -2. So looking for a 5 up save. That's good with the Dancing Matthew. And now my multi-laser is going to fire into the horse mix over here. 3 shots hitting on 4s. Getting 1 hit. Strength 6. Looking for a 5 to wound. That is a wound. Oh, what's the save on the horse specs over here? 1 second. All right, here comes the save.
3 up save.
3 up save. Oh, it goes through with the multi-laser. And the last guns are going to fire into him over here. Hitting on 4s and then wounding on 6s. Getting 1 wound there. 3 up save. Horsepex forgot his armor. And now this Brood Brothers squad over here is going to fire into the Toxicrene. We're going to start with the grenade launcher. Crack grenade, obviously. With a hit. Strength 6, toughness 7. So looking for a 5 to wound. That's not a wound. And then the auto guns and the, or las guns and las pistol here are going to fire into him on 4s. And wounding on 6s. Getting 1 wound. Here comes the save. He good with the Dancing Matthew. And now these guys over here are going to fire into the Exocrine. We're going to go with the grenade launcher first. That's not a hit. And the auto guns here are going to fire. Hit on 4s. Wounded on 6s. Ooh, getting 3 6s. 3 3-ups. Failing 2. All right, into the assault phase now. My 10-man squad of acolytes is going to charge into his Toxicrene over here. So we do have some Overwatch.
As you charge in, he spews out some toxic spores, some choking spores, and he wigs his... He
wags his eyelashes
at you, which hurts you apparently.
Choking
spores, D6 shots.
In our hearts. 2 shots. Oh, 4 shots, D6. Hitting on 6s. No Dancing Matthews. And then D6 for this, 5 as well. 6 is the hit. No Dancing Matthews. So they were 9 inches away, got 6-inch move up there, so they are 3 inches away, +1 to the charge because of being Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor. 2 inches will get them in. Oh, look, they're in. All right, so here we go. In with my acolytes. We're going to start with the 4 guys with the rock saws. They are going to have 2 attacks each. These are going to be hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of the icon. Rerolling 1s because of the icon. All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll take that. These are now strength 8, toughness 7, so looking for 3s to wound. That's not as great there. 3 wounds.
I don't get to save.
No save with those AP -4, so that's going to be 6 damage. And now we've got the rending claws from the rest of the guys there, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s. Cool, I just rolled a bunch of 2s instead. Perfect, thank you, Icon. Oh, that one too. Cool, cool, cool. And then these are going to be strength 4, so looking for 5s to wound. All right, so these are going to be AP -4. So no save on those 2. So that's going to be 2 more wounds through. And then we've got 1 at AP -1, so a 4-up save. Ooh. No, that's going to go through as well. 3 wounds left. I've got 6 cultist knife attacks coming in here. So technically, he could die.
He brought him to his
the
lowest
best
bracket,
kind of he can die. He's in his lowest bracket, so I got that going for me at least. But let's see what happens. So 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. Ooh, pretty good. Rerolling that 1. Yeah, that's a hit. Okay, here we go. 5s and 6s. Dice. Don't fail me now. Come on. You can do it. Technically, he can't because I got 1 wound in there. 3-up save. Yeah, you're good with a dance at Matthew.
Whenever it loses.
All right, so he lost 9 wounds in here. The Toxicrene gets to do mortal wounds to me on what is it? On 6s.
Acid blood.
Acid blood.
Apparently
6s do mortal wounds.
Just
2. Wait, oh yeah, 2 right here. I was like right next to it and I forgot. 2 mortal wounds to my dude bros. Cool. And now the Toxicrene gets to attack back before my Brood Brothers attack into his Carnifex because he counts as charging in any phase regardless of whether he charged or not. So we have to alternate. I got to start because it was my turn, but he gets to go. So he's got 4 attacks coming in here now.
Yeah, I've lost 2 attacks.
He's lost 2 attacks because of the wounds that I did to him.
Now hitting on 4s instead of 2s.
And hitting on 4s instead of 2s.
Ooh, big difference.
There we go, made a big difference. So that's 1 hit.
And only strength 5.
Strength 5 now instead of 7. So still, wounding on my 3, AP...
-2.
-2, so that's going to go straight through and kill one of my guys. And now my Neophytes are going to attack into his Carnifex over here, hitting on 4s. Okie dokie. And then wounding on 6s. Fill face. Getting 1 fill face. 3-up save. Ah, he takes that wound. But guess what? He's going to heal back at the beginning of his turn. Spoiler alert, it's the wound I just took. That's what he's healing back. And now he gets to swing at me. 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. Getting 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. Killing on 2s. That's 2 dead guys. And then that tail comes swinging with 2 attacks on 4s. No hits. And just when he thought the Toxicrene was done, he's back with hyper-toxic miasma. What he does is at the end of the fight phase, he rolls a d6 for every model within an inch. I've got 6 guys within an inch of him over here. On a 6, he does a mortal wound to them.
To the unit specifically.
To the unit specifically.
So we don't have to roll these separately.
Yeah, we don't have to roll it separately. It's just to the unit. So do 2 more mortal wounds.
Golly.
Goo. All right, so we do have some leadership to take over here. I lost 5 guys from this squad. 5 plus 3 is 8. Good to go because my leader is still in there. So that's going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. I'll see if I got any of my cards. Nope, nothing. Because I failed on that psychic test, because I couldn't kill it, because I couldn't kill that Toxicrene with 3 wounds left, and because I couldn't lay low the Oppressor. I still can't kill those characters. So, nothing here for the Genestealer Cult on turn 2. We'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Tyranids on turn 3. Alright, so drawing here, he has Secure Objective 4, Psychological Warfare, and Devour, which is basically blood and guts, but he just gets double of them because he's Tyranids. So that's going to be it for the Tyranids cards drawn. We'll come back to you with the movement phase. Alright, Tyranid movement phase. His Toxicrene stayed in combat over here. This Carnifex moved around back from over there over to here. This Carnifex moved up from over here. Old One Eye's moving up over this way, as is the Swarm Lord. Over here, this Carnifex was the one that was back there, advanced up to here. The Rippers advanced back closer this way, trying to stay within the synapse of the Swarm Lord, not Storm Lord. The Exocrine actually moved up to get better line of sight. He was looking at my poor mortar squad. What have they done to you?
And they leave me rest.
Literally nothing. His Harspecs decided that he was going to go back and handle that flame, those spicy boys over there. And his Warrior Prime was like, 1 round of roasting was enough for him, so he's going to run over there, hide behind his big, scary claw boy over here. These Rippers stayed inside the building here. This Exocrine stood still, and that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so here we go into the psychic phase. What are we going to do first?
Catalyst, need a 6.
First, need a 6. Does get it with a 6. My guy's too far away to deny.
And at this point,
he puts it on himself because it's been super helpful so far.
He's had 2 wounds. I don't know if that's going to help, but we'll see.
Yeah, basically what it ensures is that he has a chance to survive if my Sanctus shoots him with a 4-up to wound. Because if I shoot him with a 4-up to wound, he's definitely dead without Catalyst. With Catalyst, he has a chance to ignore those wounds. And he's going to go with Smite, which is going to go into my Keller Morph over there.
Ooh, with the 11.
D6. Oh, man. Oh, no. D6 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds, so he's still alive.
I'm not going to roll advance.
Into the shooting phase here, his Swarm Lord, I guess it's easy for me to say, his Swarm Lord is going to have his Carnifex here move as if it's the movement phase. So he's just going to go boop, all up on there. So now his Exocrine here, he spent 1 CP for, what is it called again?
Symbiotic Devastation?
Symbiotic Devastation, which means that he's treated as if he hadn't moved in the movement phase, even though he did, which means that he's going to get to be able to fire twice, and he gets the bonus to his hits, which is pretty cool. So he's now going to start with 1 shot into the
Leman Russ.
Leman Russ over here. So one of his shooting shots coming in here. Bioplasma firing, hitting on 3s because of that stratagem. Oh. All right, so that's 3 hits. These are going to be strength 6, 5s to wound. 7, but so 5s to wound.
No, it survives again.
The second shot's going to go into my mortar team in the building over there because why not? Let's see
that should be easier to kill, right?
Yeah, that's true.
3s to hit?
3s to hit.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to really do it.
I'm going to roll all the 5s and 6s
all
now.
6s now.
2s to wound.
2s to wound. Okay, it would have been 2 wounds onto him, but still. 3 wounds there. Those are AP minus 3. So they are just dead. And they're, what's the damage on them?
2 damage.
2 damage each. So yeah, they are dead. And his Exocrine over here is going to fire into my Brood Brothers over here.
I'm going to double tap. I just want to annihilate.
Straight up double tapping into him, so that's going to be 12 shots. Hitting on 3s because he didn't move.
Oh!
That's how you do that. Killing on 2s.
Oh! Well, 4 of them. Well, they know.
Well, 4
2 of them survive.
2 of them survive. So that's going to be 8 dead guys. All right, so now his Horror Specs here is going to fire with his tongue, which is really gross, into my dude bros over here. So it's going to be, what is it?
4.
4 to hit?
Yeah.
No hits.
Last.
And his Toxic Lashes are now going to attack into my Acolytes over here.
D6 shots.
D6 shots. Getting 2 shots. Hitting on 4s. No hits. Into the charge phase. This guy's going to charge into my Neophytes over here. So I'm going to start with a Heavy Stubber. Getting nothing. Auto Gun. Getting nothing. His charge distance.
I'm in.
He's way in. 4+ does a mortal wound. Yeah. That's a mortal wound. All right, so now this Carnifex is going to charge into the Acolytes.
It's 8.
Getting an 8-inch charge because he gets +1. Old One Eye is now going to charge into my Kellermorph over here. 6 shots on 6s. Ooh, getting 2 hits, which means I get 2 more shots because of the Kellermorph's rules. Getting no more hits, but it's still 2 hits. Looking for 5s to wound. That's 1 wound, AP minus 1.
Does that 6 mean it's a mortal wound too?
No, he's only...
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of this.
You're thinking of the Sniper Rifle, yeah. So no mortal wounds, just this one.
5 up.
5 up save. No, that goes through, so that's 2 damage. And he needs a 5-inch charge to get in there. He's in. And on a 4+, he does D3 mortal wounds. That's not going to do it. And now the Horror Specs is going to charge into my dude bros over here. We've got 5 of them within range of 6 inches for the Hand Flamers. So looking for, these are just going to be D6 auto hits. Ooh, a bunch of those. These are looking for 6s to wound. Getting 2. We got 2 wounds over here. AP nothing, so 3 up saves.
Does it find the chinks in the armor?
There we go. Can I find it? Right into your ball. Right before they eat him. And his charge distance. Oh, look, he's way in. And now the Prime will charge in as well. He's in. All right, so starting the fight phase, his Carnifex is going to pile in over here. Getting closer to this guy while still getting closer to the closest enemy model. All right, so he's going to have 6 attacks over here, hitting on 2s because of all the charge bonuses, re-rolling 1s. That's all hits there. 2s to wound.
Oh! Hold on. Do I spend a command point? Is it worth it?
I can tell you which one I'm going to keep around.
I know which one you're going to keep around. The one that'll stop me from piling into your Leman Russ.
Maybe.
But is that a big deal? Is it worth the command point? I'm thinking too hard. I am not going to do it.
Not going to do it. So 4 guys are dead.
God.
Oh yeah, he's also got the tail that gets attack in here. D3
so far
attacks.
hasn't done anything yet. Oh,
but 3 is going to do well for you here.
2s to hit this time.
2s to hit. That's 2 hits.
He's need a single 3+, and he's
1
dead.
3+.
Well, you got a 3. You'll get a 6 up save.
I'll get a 6 up save. Okay. Oh, 2 6
double
up
6s.
Can I get double fill faces?
Double fill faces.
My heart says no. My brain also says no.
Also no.
But is my faith in the 4-armed Emperor? No, because they've come down and eaten me. And now I got a 1. It's got to rub it in. Just like my faith in the 4-armed Emperor, it was misplaced. He managed to duck below those scything talons as they came swinging towards him, but he but he picked his head up just as the tail came around and lopped it off. And he's consolidating, of course, into my Leman Russ. All right, so the Haruspex is now going to attack into my Acolyte squad over here.
He uses Ravenous Maw. Now, I actually gave him the Adaptive Biology or Physiology to give his Ravenous Maw +1 Strength, AP, and Damage. In this case, that's not going to matter except for the AP, because it goes from -1 to -2.
And -2 means I get no save.
Right, but really it would have been helpful against, like, tanks and stuff. Yeah. So it's a little overkill here.
But unfortunately, you killed my tanks before.
So he's going to try to eat a bunch of your guys.
Okay.
So there's 4 D3 attacks.
4 D3 attacks here. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7 attacks. And these are going to be hitting on
3s instead of 4s because he charged.
Because he charged. Woo, pretty good.
So 2s
Strength 8, 2s to wound, AP -2, so that's going to kill all 4 of those guys.
Now, for every model he slays with his Ravenous Maw, he immediately can attack with his Shoveling Claws.
Okay, so you get 4 more attacks with the Shoveling Claws now because you killed those guys. So 4 of my guys are dead, plus another 4 attacks here.
Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s. Okay, 2 hits.
These are Strength 14.
Strength 14, so 1, 2... 2s to wounds.
Oh, just one more.
Just 1 more dead. So a total of 5 dead. All right, so now old One Eye is going to attack into him. He has, how many attacks does he have?
Lots, and he gets more for every hit that he hits.
Lots and more for every hit. Wow, that's kind of ironic then that him in the close combat is almost like the Kellamorph in the shooting phase. By ironic, I mean deeply sorrowfully sad. Hitting on 2s because he's old One Eye.
And reroll 1s.
Reroll 1s.
I'm using the Scything Talons
here.
His Crushing Claws to be a little overkill.
Do not need the Crushing Claws. So that's going to be 5 hits. So you get another 5 attacks. That's how that works?
Hold on.
One second.
No, my mistake. Yeah, it's not every hit. It's every hit roll of 6+. Now he has +1 from Living Battery and Ram. Actually, it'll be 3+ because of the Hive Fleet adaptation. +1 for Living Battery and Ram, so 5. Yes. +1 for being within 6 inches of a Carnifex, because he gives all Carnifexes +1, and he counts as that. Yes, and then +1 for my Hive Fleet adaptation. So actually be on 3.
So it'll be 3+. So it's 3 more attacks there.
That'll also hit on 2s. And these don't generate more. Reroll 1s.
Reroll 1s.
I don't know why I'm rolling all these, because each one of these is a 2 to wound, 3 damage, no save. You don't
2 to wound. Yeah. That's going to be 5 wounds. He might have an invul. Let me check. He does have a 5-up invul save, so I need to make 5 5-ups.
He's trying to duck away.
He's dead.
Duck away.
His preternatural senses say, I'm about to get skewered, I believe. So let's find out if
I see the future.
Yeah, he sees the future. The future is dark and full of scary pointy things. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, he is 3 times dead. 4 times dead. He only got 1. Another Carnifex is going to attack into my guy over here. That's going to be hits. Reroll.
Reroll, yeah.
Okay. 2s to kill.
He's dead.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, 5.
And then his Tyranid Prime, I got him out of combat with the guys that I took here, so he's just going to pile in and /consolidate a little bit closer that way. Yeah. And now my Leman Russ is going to attack back over here. Does not get a hit. And now 11 attacks here from my Acolyte squad, because the leader's still in there. Hitting on 3s. These are now going to be wounding on 6s because he is tough 8. Getting 1 wound at AP -4. So that's just going to go straight through. So he takes a wound. But he's got acid blood. So now he does a mortal wound on a 6+. Way to steal my filled faces! Oh, those are for me!
All right, just roll them all at the end.
I still got my Cultist Knife here because it happens at the end after I've resolved all my attacks. But one of those guys that's sticking him with his claw, with his knife here is dead already. Hitting on 3s, and then wounding on 6s again. Getting 1 more 6. Don't do it again.
3 up.
3 up. Okay, he's good on that one. That's fine. But then
doesn't kill one of your guys.
Johnny over here dies. All right, so at the end, I do have a leadership test to take over here. I've lost 8 guys there. 8 plus 1 is just 1 guy going away. So I'll just take the leader. Why not? He suffers not the alien to die or something. And then this guy over here.
Hold on.
So you did score.
No, that's fine. This is a stratagem.
Oh, stratagem.
Grisly Feast.
Okay.
You're within 6 inches of a Haruspex or Ripper Swarm, so you're going to get +1 to your morale test.
+1 to my morale test for 1 CP. So he's going to spend 1 CP, make this +1 to my morale test here. So I lost 6 guys.
So it's like you lost 7.
So it's like I lost 7. So 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Leadership 8, I lose 3 more guys. Cool. Just the leader left. All right, so that's the end of the Tyranid turn here on turn 3. Rather brutal. And as for, so we just did the morale test. So as for the cards that he scored here, he did score Secure Objective 4. He also scored Psychological Warfare, and he scored Devour. But with Devour, he killed 3 in the fight phase, so it's going to be D3 victory points, 2 victory points, for a total of 4 points for him here, which is pretty good. So pretty good. So that's going to be it for the Tyranid's turn here. We'll come back to you. Well, you know my cards, because they haven't changed. So I've still got Laylo the Oppressor. Want to kill a character. Still haven't done that. And I need Blood and Guts and Master of the Warp. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 3. Movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. This Brood Brothers squad moved up this way because they're either stupid or brave. Maybe both. My Sanctus up here is still staying in his little perch because that's what he does. He fell back out of combat with the Carnifex because that would be bad news bears for him. And these guys all stood still over here. So the Jackal Alphys, the Brood Brothers squad, and my Armored Sentinel that's still alive. He stayed in combat because if he falls back, what's he going to do over there? These guys both stood still because they can do what they need to do against this Exocrine from where they are. And then my last guy's coming in from Deep Strike over here. I dropped in my Aberrants over here, more than 9 inches away, spent 3 CP for Perfect Ambush, and they moved 6 inches closer, D6 inches, rolled that 6. There they are over there. I also spent 2 CP to drop my Primus back over here so that he'll be within range for his powers. He does have the increased range to the increased range of his ability. Because he's my Warlord, his Warlord trait is going to be Alien Majesty, giving him +3 inches to his aura, so he'd have a 9-inch aura. But this allows me, when I charge, that I could just wrap around without worry, so I can possibly jump onto that objective, maybe then be able to crawl it, pick up his swarm there, and pick them up and hold them hostage to keep them from getting shot up by his other Exocrine. All thoughts that if I do it, I can make that, be that with him over there. And then my Abominant also dropped him back here so that he can be within range of them to give them the buffs. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. Into the psychic phase, my Magos is going to cast Mind Control onto his Exocrine over here. That will not go off on a 6. I've got 0 CP left. Buddy! Into the shooting phase, my Sanctus is going to fire into the Swarm Lord over here. Will this be the time he takes him down?
No command points.
No command points, so if I roll this 1, I roll this 1. Here we go. Looking for a 2 to hit. Okay, I got the hit. 3 to wound.
Really
I really want that 4.
3 is not enough. You need a 4.
I really want that 4. 3's to wound. With the fill phase, that would have been a mortal wound anyway. So it's a mortal wound plus a regular save. So you got a 4-up save. So let's do the 4-up save first. Oh, he makes the 4-up save. So here we go. This is going to be key.
5-up, ignoring
5-up, ignoring that mortal wound. If you ignore it, you're good. If you don't, then we have the perils.
Dead?
Not necessarily dead, but probably dead. No, so you'll take a mortal wound.
Yes.
He's down to 1. And because he took that mortal wound, he now perils because he's a psyker. Doing 2 mortal wounds, he has to make both of these 5-ups for him to live. Oh, I saw that 5 first.
Hold on. Command point.
Oh no, command point reroll. Is he going to survive? Don't do this to me. Oh! Oh, the dancing Matthews. Oh! All right, because of that, these guys are now going to shoot into the Swarm Lord because with 1 wound left. So we're going to start with the grenade launcher first, hitting on a 4. That is a hit. Strength 6, toughness 7. So looking for a 5 to wound. Ooh, that's a wound. AP -1, 4-up save. Oh, you're using my die? Come on, do what you usually do to me, dice. That's not what you usually do to me. And then we've got the last gunshots firing in over here. 4's the hit. Okay, we got a couple in there. And these are now going to be 6's to wound. Getting 1. This is how he fails, right? This is how he dies to a las gun
if you want to
shot
get
to the face.
Armor, you just do las guns.
3 Shoot him in the eyes. Oh, he makes it. Multi-laser into the Swarm Lord. That is going to be 3 hits.
Ooh.
Strength 6, so 5's to wound. Getting 1 wound. That's it. Just the 1 wound. AP nothing. 3-up save. Oh, it goes through, but here we go. 5-up, ignoring wounds. Oh, you fill face! Why would you do that to me? Oh, you fickle mistress. You fickle, fickle mistress, fate. Oh, the pain. The pain. All right, my sergeant here is going to fire his hand flamer into his Haruspex because with 1 shot on a 6, fill face. No, no, no. The Jackal Alphys is going to fire into the Warrior Prime over here, hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Strength 4, looking for a 5 to wound. That's a wound, no mortal wound, but AP -2, so looking for 5-up save. No, that's going to go through. D3 damage, doing 1 damage. Grenade launcher into the Exocrine. That's a hit. That's a wound. AP -1, looking for a 4-up save. Ooh, he good. All right, my dude bro here is going to fire his needle pistol into the Exocrine. That's a hit. That's a wound because it's always wounds on a 2+ because it's a needle pistol. AP nothing though, so 3-up save. Yeah, he good. And then we have my last guns firing into the Rippers over here. That's going to be hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s because they're tough 3. That's going to be 3 wounds. 3, 5-up saves because they're in cover. Making 1 of them, so that's 2 wounds onto 1 of them. And that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my aberrants are going to charge into the Exocrine over here. Turning around, looking at me. So he's going to have 6 shots here because he only gets the double shooting in the shooting phase.
Of my own turn, yeah.
On his own turn. So here we go. 6 shots hitting on 6s. No hits. So they're going to be auto in because they're going to have, they're just over 3 inches away, but they get +1 to the charge because of Cult of the Formed Emperor. But let's see how far they can actually go.
4 inches.
4 inches. Cool. But at least they're in. Right? Right? And now my Abominant is going to charge in. He needs 10-inch charge to go around these guys, but it'll be a 9 on the dice. Not going to make it. So now my Aberrants will attack into his Exocrine over here. So we're going to go with the regular guys first. There's 8 of them there. They're going to have 2 attacks each. They are going to be hitting on 2s because of the Primus. They will be on 6s. They will explode with additional hits. And they will be wounding on 5s, rerolling 1s because he chose him as his preferred target. So here we go. These are going to be with the picks first, and then we'll do the claws. Hitting on 2s. Pretty good. And there are 2 6s there, so 2 additional hits. And then we have 5s rerolling 1s. Rerolling those 1s. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds in there. So these are going to be AP -2, so 5 ups. Making 3 of them, so that's going to be 2 D3 damage, doing 3 damage. And now the Rending Claw attacks coming in, hitting on 2s. That 6 gives me an additional hit. 5s to wound, rerolling 1s. Rerolling those 1s. Cool. We got 3 wounds in there, 1 of which is AP -4, so that's going to go straight through, and 2 at AP -1, 2 4-up saves.
5 up.
5 up.
4 up. No, 4 up. You're right, 4 up.
Failing them both, so that's going to be an additional 3 damage.
Down to...
And now I'm going to swing in with my heavy improvised weapon from the Hypermorph here. So it's going to be 6 attacks hitting on 2s. All right, so that will get with that 6 there, so that will be 6 hits. These are going to be strength ×2, so wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5.
Damage 2 each.
Damage 2 each, but only AP -1.
So 4 up saves. I fail 3 of these, he's dead.
3, he's dead.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Yes, go 4. So I thought, for a second, I thought he had 3 up saves. Oh! So he is dead. Does he explode?
On a 6+, he'll do his death throws.
Death throws on a 6? No. So he's just dead. That's the first model I killed. Woo! And now my sergeant here is going to attack into his Haruspex over here. So he's going to have 3 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Okie dokie. Wounding on a 6. I needed that right now. No, the opposite. Okay. And then the Cultist Knife attack. That's not even close to a hit. So this Horseback is going to attack right back at me over here. Right there. With that crazy tongue. He's going to try to eat him. That's it. I'm going to call up there and I'm going to crawl into your throat and choke you. That's what he's going to do. These are going to be hitting on 4s.
No, these are D3 attacks
each. D3 attacks each. I'm sorry.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo! Hitting on 4s. Pretty good.
That's 4.
And by that I mean statistical. And wounded on 2s. Yeah, he did. And he did, and he heals a wound.
You nourished
that's
me.
That's what he does. So now his Rippers are going to attack into me over here, hitting on 5s. That was a lot of pips, but only 1 hit. Wounded on a 5. Oh, there's a wound though. Woo! 5 up armor save. No, 5 up ignoring wounds. Yeah, I got that one. Alrighty, so I still didn't get Lalo the Oppressor because that's stupid Swarmlord will not die, but I did get Blood and Guts, so I finally scored a point, bringing the score to 10-2. Alrighty, and we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Tyranids here on turn 4. Alright, so Matt reshuffled Devour back into his deck, and then drew his cards. So we got Supremacy, No Prisoners, and Overwhelming Firepower. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 4. Movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 4. His what's this thing? Carnifex moved back over this way, looking on my poor Brood Brothers. His hold on, I got this Toxicrane moved around the corner over here, looking to make the charge off onto my dude bro over here. This Carnifex moved up over here. I literally just said Carnifex, and I couldn't remember. Carnifex moved up over here. That's Old One Eye. That's right, Old One Eye moved up over there. This Carnifex advanced from over here onto the objective. The Swarmlord moved up over this way. This Carnifex moved up over this way. These Rippers fell back out of combat with my Aberrants, but stayed within range of the objective. These Rippers jumped up onto this objective over here. The Horsebex and his Prime are moving up over this way. These Rippers jumped out of the building over here onto the objective, and his Exocrine over there stayed still. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase.
Catalyst!
Catalyst!
Oh, I failed!
He failed! This could be the turn I take him down.
Command point reroll.
Oh, he's going to spend a CP into a success. Catalyst! Because he's up to 2 wounds again with the healing thing. And he's not going to get us another power because he doesn't want to perils and kill himself.
Well, I failed that last one, so I feel like my luck is running out.
All right, you felt the psychic luck draining from the Hive Mind over here. The shadow growing a little bit too large in the back of his mind. Into the shooting phase, some more movement. So he's going to move him up over there so he can get a charge off into my Aberrants. The Exocrine here is now going to fire into my Aberrants. So he is going to have 12 shots because he can shoot twice.
But they're only going to be damage 1 against the Aberrants, though, so they're not going to be as effective?
Okay, yeah, because they're only damage 1 because it's, they're damage 2, which becomes damage 1 against the Aberrants. But still, I mean, strength of bajillion here, so it's going to be enough to...
Yeah, I still had 2... I only have 1 command point. If I had 2 command points, I'd spend it to give him +1 damage.
Yeah.
Each one is a dead average.
Yeah, can't do the extra because of the CP he only has. So here we go. These are going to be hitting on 3s because he did not move, which is pretty good. And then these are going to be wounding on...
3s.
3s, strength 7?
Strength 7.
So 3s wound. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds there.
Straight up ignoring your armor, so just 5 up.
Go straight through the armor there. 2 damage, which becomes 1 damage. So we've got 5 up ignoring wounds. Ignored none of them.
Whoa, okay. That was
Cool. All right, 2 of them die, and then 1 guy takes a wound.
We're going to put the lashes, the lashes into the Leman Russ and the choking spores into the Brood Brothers.
Cool.
Lashes first, D6 shots. 4 shots.
4 shots. Hit on 4s. It's going to be 3 hits. 5s to wound.
Reroll.
No, re-rolling.
Reroll.
No wounds.
Choking spores.
Choking spores. It's going to be 2 shots. It's going to be 1 hit. That's a wound.
No AP.
No AP, so they've got a 5-up save. Yeah, with the filth phase. Woo! And the Horseback is going to stick his tongue onto my Aberrants over here.
Go to the hit.
It's like a mouth scorpion over here. Hitting on a 4. That's a hit. That's a hit.
Yeah.
So what is this? Strength?
I don't even know. I've never hit.
We need to figure this one out. All right, so here we go. This is going to be strength 6. So looking for a 3 to wound. No wounds. So we're going to start off the charge phase with the Haruspex charging into my Aberrants over here.
An 11-inch charge.
11-inch charge to get in. Does not make it.
Close.
Old One Eye is going to charge in. He's in. On a 4-up, he does D3 mortal wounds. No. Nope. The other Carnifex is going to charge in.
It's +1.
He's in. On a 4+, it's just 1 mortal wound. That's a mortal wound.
5 up.
But that's going to be taking it. And now the Swarm Lord's going to charge into them as well. 7-inch charge to make it in.
Only to basically stick it to your
Sanctus.
Sanctus.
Yeah, his plan is to make it out of range of my Sanctus.
Because if I charge and then the Carnifex and Old One Eye kill the Aberrants, then I can pile in and consolidate out of the 36-inch range. Yes, he will then die to the Abominate.
Well, that's assuming he can hit.
He probably will die to the Abominate.
That's true, that's maybe.
Or the Primus or whatever.
Somebody's hopefully going to kill him.
But the Sanctus will not have killed him.
How vindictive of you, sir.
No, you still get to kill him.
That's true.
It's more just to your Sanctus. Oh, I'm using my last command point. I'm using my last command point.
Oh, he's in. And now his Carnifex is going to charge in my Brood Brothers. Let's show that grenade launcher in his face. No. Then we're going to put a bunch of the las gun shots. And 17 shots with the las guns. Getting a couple hits here, 3 hits. These are now looking for 6s again to wound. Getting nothing. So his charge is just, boop, he's in. On a 4+, 1 will take a mortal wound. Nope, good to go. And now his Toxicrene is going to charge into my Lehman Russ, Overwatch. That's going to be 1 shot, not a hit. And then we've got the heavy bolters that are going to be coming in over here. These are also going to be hitting on 6s. No hits. And he's right in there. Boop. All right, so into the fight phase, this Carnifex is going to start us off by attacking into my Aberrants first. So his attacks are going to be coming in here. He's going to have, what is it, 6 attacks?
6 on the charge.
6 on the charge here, hitting on 2s because of all them pluses. Rerolling 1s. That's going to be all hits. Wounding on 3s. That is going to be 4 wounds there. What's the AP on these?
You don't get a save.
Oh, okay. No armor save.
-3.
And it's 3 damage apiece. 1 second.
From the first one that saves the guy.
All right, so it's going to be 3 damage apiece, which becomes 2 damage apiece because of Aberrants. So these are going to be looking for 5-up saves. 5-up ignoring wounds. Nope, 1 guy is dead. Inception, 2 guys are dead. 3 guys are dead. Hey, 1 guy's going to be alive with 1 wound left. And then the tail whip.
D3.
D3. That's going to be 3 shots. 2s to hit. Rerolling. Oh, no. Just
no reroll there.
Yeah, the sliding cuts. And these are going to be looking for 4s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. AP.
-1. 1
-1. So it's looking for 6-up armor saves. Getting 1 of those. And then 5-up ignoring wounds. No, he's going to be dead. And then Old One Eye is going to attack back into them over here. So he's going to have 6 attacks as well. Or 5 attacks.
5 attacks.
5 attacks.
He doesn't have tusks.
He doesn't have tusks.
The question is whether I use my Crushing Claws to get the higher strength to wound you on 2s, or do I use my Scything Talons? My Scything Talons will be 2s rerolling 1s. My Crushing Claws will also be 2s rerolling. No, not rerolling 1s though.
So 2s, not rerolling 1s.
Yeah, because he's giving himself the +1, and he gets the +1 for charging.
Gotcha.
Actually, no, another +1 for charging.
And what's the damage on the Crushing Claws?
They're the same damage, it's just a higher strength. You know what, no, I'm going to do the Scything Talons because then I get more of the extra attacks.
All right, so we're going to do the Scything Talons here. So there's going to be 5 attacks.
2s to hit.
2s to hit.
3s, I get to make another attack.
3s gets another attack.
Reroll 1s.
Reroll 1s because of Scything Talons. So that is now going to be another 4 attacks coming in here.
Same thing, 2s.
2s.
So that's it.
That's it.
They don't keep going.
So that's all. So that's all. All.
Just
with
8
hits.
Just 8 of them.
3s to wound. That is a whole lot of wounds there. 5. So that's going to be 5 wounds. These are worth 2 damage apiece, right? So
now, yeah, they're down to 2.
Down to 2 damage. 3 damage becomes 2 damage apiece. So these are going to be AP enough to go through their armor. So we're just going to go ignoring wounds. So the first one is a dead guy, and the second one.
Then he's
yeah, the next guy is totally dead. I would have had to make some super saves there. So my Aberrants are wiped. But more importantly for the Tyranids, this Swarm Lord is now out of sniper range. This Carnifex is going to attack into my Brood Brothers.
2s rerolling
2s rerolling 1s because of the Scything Talons. That's going to be all hits there. Slaughtering on 2s. That is going to be 4 dead. And the tail attacks. 3 shots with the tail.
Twos.
Twos to wound. That's going to be 3 wounds. These are...
No, sorry, 2s to hit.
Oh, 2s to hit. Sorry.
Threes to wound.
3s to wound. 1 wound. -18 -1. That's a dead guy. All right, so now the Toxicrane is going to attack into my Leman Russ over here. So he's going to have 5 attacks hitting on 3s because he's hurt.
Yikes.
Oh, made a big difference.
Yikes.
1 hit.
5s
Strength,
to wound.
looking for 5s to wound.
Reroll.
Reroll, though. Oh, rerolling.
Die, Leman Russ.
No, the Leman Russ will live. And now my Leman Russ is going to attack back. On a 6, he hits. With a 3 as a wound, because I think it's strength 8. So I think, but it's straight up regular save, so 3 up. Yeah, he good. 7 attacks for my Brood Brothers over here. That is going to be 1 hit. Not a wound. And now, because of the hyper-toxic miasma over here, on a 6+, he takes a mortal wound. No dancing Matthews. These guys over here lost 5 guys, so in the morale phase, +1, they're good to go. And I think that's it for the turn here. So we will come back to you with the cards scored by the Tyranids here on turn 4. All right, so he did not kill anything in overwhelming firepower.
And throw it away.
Gonna get rid of that one there. And then he did get no prisoners for 1 point. And he's gonna have D3 for supremacy for 1 for an additional 2 points there, bringing the score to 12-2. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 4.
But honestly, you're bombing.
Alrighty, so I just got behind enemy lines, still have Laylo the Oppressor and Master of the Warp. So let's see if my guys can do anything. Movement phase, he moved up, so he's just in range again. -1 to hit, but he'll take it. He's gonna get that shot. And the Jackal Alpha has moved up over here to get in range, just in case he misses, she can take the shot. And if they all miss, my Abominant has moved up here to get the charge in to lay down the smack with the hammer there. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, he's going to cast Smite. I just want him to get anything.
Mind control.
No, if I do mind control...
You can shoot the Swarm Lord.
Can he see him?
Yeah, I already checked. He can see from the building.
What have you done to me? All right, fine. Mind control. Oh, okay, it finally goes off. Now we have leadership.
6.
Leadership 6 on 3d6. Don't you do this to me. Get my hopes up.
Oh, you did it!
Oh, I saw those 2 and I was like, oh no, but then I got the 3. So I will be shooting with him. 6 shots from him into the Swarm Lord. I don't care if his own guy kills him. That's all I want is death to the Swarm Lord. 6 shots hitting on 4s. Getting, wow, 4 hits. That's pretty good. I know that's statistical, but I'm not used to statistical. Oh no, it's more than statistical. That's even more unusual for my here. That is true. Strength 6, toughness 7, right?
7.
7 and 7. So looking for 4s to wound. I got 2, so that was statistical. AP.
Doesn't matter. 4 up invul.
4 up invul save.
-3.
-3, but 4 up invul save.
They're 2 damage apiece, Phil.
2 damage apiece. Oh, 1 goes through.
Only Tyranids kill Tyranids.
Only Tyranids kill Tyranids.
5 up to ignore.
5 up to ignore it.
Oh!
He's dead! Laylo the Oppressor! And I got the thing with the warp thing. No. I'll take that.
He does have death throws.
Oh no.
Where everything within 3.
That's true.
Could take mortal wounds on a 6.
No, okay. No. He's just dead. And with that moral victory, we're gonna call it. The score is just impossible for me to reach, and that's the only moral victory I wanted was that guy dead, and I got it. So I'll take it. I killed all of 2 models on his army this whole time.
To be fair, if we continue, you kill a Carnifex.
That's true. He might be able to punch a Carnifex with his...
You'd have done a bit more damage.
Maybe.
And then the Harvest and the Carnifex would come in.
They would have just... Yeah, I don't even know, because he only has his 3 attacks, hitting on 4s, or I guess 3s because of the Primus being there.
A lot of damage, though.
It is. Only D6 damage. It may have been able to take him down. Maybe. But, yes, but a ton of fun. Always a ton of fun when I come here to Mini Wargaming. And Matt was extremely generous to lend his time to be on the channel here. So I'm sure you all already do, but go check out Mini Wargaming. I mean, if you're watching battle reports and you're not watching their videos, I mean, bully to you, I guess, but it's a mistake. But anyway, I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. And my opponent's been Matt. Until next time, have fun.